today I'm going to play Pokemon FireRed, but all the Pokemon have been replaced with Digimon, and the game is called Digimon Nova Red. It includes all original 151 Kanto Pokemon have been converted into Digimon, with custom stats, typing, move pools, evolutionary lines, and much more. To make it harder to complete, I'll be using one Digimon only, which is going to be Agumon, the mascot of Digimon. And yes, it can evolve like in the show because of all the new custom stats and everything. I don't want to be too much in a bad situation, if you catch my drift. So this is going to be very fun as a fan of both series. The rules are simple. HM slaves are allowed, no items in battles, and that's about it. Let's do this. So in the beginning, I choose Koromon. With Koromon on their side, it's time to challenge our rival who used a Pokemon, and that battle was very intense. I was so sure to lose. Thankfully, I won. After that, I train my Koromon until he evolved into Agumon, which is on level 15, and he learned Pepper Bread, which is Agumon's signature move. So this is very cool that is actually included in the game. And then it was time for us to go against a rival once again, and this time I was able to manage the dub with no issue whatsoever. While heading to the next area, I was able to learn Dragon Rage, so that should make it easier because this move is very good early on. So yeah, now that this is settled, we made it to the first gym and it's time to go against Brock. And this battle was not so easy. Due to Dragon Rage, I was able to acquire the first badge. With Mounting Moon out the way, I asked the fighter to teach my Agumon Mega Punch. Maybe that could be useful, who knows? I hope that I don't regret it. We are already against Misty, and again, it was another easy dub because of Dragon Rage. So like I said early on, this move is very powerful. Next up is the third rival battle, which was once again easy due to Dragon Rage. I love this move, baby. I finally made it to level 30 and I learned Nova Blast, and I was finally able to evolve into Greymon. And if you're not familiar with Digimon, Nova Blast is Greymon's signature move, and I do love it in the game as well, and the sprite looks amazing. Let me know if you know where this sprite comes from. With Greymon by our side, the next rival battle was once again easy as ever. And to be honest, it's always scary in this game because honestly, with all the new moves, we don't really know how the battle is gonna go at, because there's new moves and there's also new stats, so it's always terrifying to me. I caught a Sukumon, which I'm gonna be using as an HM slave, which is the perfect Digimon, you know what I mean? And with that being said though, it is now indeed time for Lieutenant Surge. And in this fight, I decided to just spam Fire Fang, and it got us the third badge. After that, after finishing the cave, I went straight up to the 4th gym to challenge Erika. This battle was quite tough, and I almost lost because look at those Digimon, man. They weren't easy at all. If you look at those levels, man, they're pretty close to my Greymon, so it's very terrifying, you know what I mean? But guess what? We still managed to win, thankfully, and we were able to acquire another badge on our side. After that, I learned Giga Blaster, which is a steel attack, or first one, and the move was indeed the signature move of Metal Greymon, and by doing so, yes, our Greymon finally evolved to Metal Greymon. And one thing that I love is how there's many evolution, and for a moment I actually thought that we weren't getting as many evolution, but they did really well with the ROM, where we can actually go from Koromon to, I guess maybe we're Greymon. I guess we'll find out later. After some time, we finally made it to the first battle against Giovanni, and with the level I'm at right now, it wasn't too bad. I actually got a little scary because it is indeed Giovanni, and I didn't know what kind of Digimon he had, and I guess we still won, thankfully. Next up was the next rival battle, and this battle was nothing at all due to how good Giga Destroyer was against his team. Then we fought Skull Knightmon, who was replaced by Marowak, and I thought that was a cool thing that they did right here, guys, to use as their spirit in that game. Good choice. Had the flute, used the flute to wake up Snorlax, and in this game was Muzzamon, again another good choice. Then we went into another gym to get ourselves the soul badge, and this fight was very easy. I thought it would have been harder since the last one was, you know, a little higher level, but I guess not. So far so good, huh? Now the next rival battle was here. This one was quite easy because I just keep getting stronger and stronger after every fight, and now I feel like I'm at a point where I'm invincible, and I keep getting stronger and stronger after every single fight. So at this point, I do feel invincible. Maybe it will get harder, who knows. Now that this rival battle was done, we were able to acquire ourselves a free Pleasumon to use for Surf, or nice HM slaves. we finally learned Terra Force, which means, if you don't know, this is War Greymon's signature move. A really lovely move that looks like Spirit Bomb from Goku. Anyways, yes, I was indeed, I finally evolved into War Greymon, the final form that we can acquire in this RomHack. I guess we can't really obtain Omegamon because Omegamon is a fusion with Metal Garurumon, and as I said, we can't do that. Okay, so we're gonna stick as War Greymon, and guess what? War Greymon, it was so OP that I was able to defeat Giovanni with no problems, man. Giovanni didn't stand a goddamn chance, yo, against us, my friend. Then I went inside the dojo, and by defeating black belts fighters, I got ourselves a free Justamon. So it's cool, I love it. Now for Sabrina, this fight I didn't really struggle at all, and I just wonder if at this point the game just gonna stay like that, or will it get a little harder? Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Blaine, the bald dude, Dr. Eggman looking ass. And this battle was fun because it was against other fire attribute Digimon, and honestly, it didn't really matter. Even though they look cool and all, and that we're the same freaking attribute, I still managed to get the dub with no issues at all. So I guess the game will get harder than this. I don't know. Now that this is settled, there's only one more badge to obtain and final gem to conquer, and if you don't know by now, well, it's against Giovanni once again. And now trouble was here, ladies and gentlemen, because I lost many times against this freaking Tussmon who kept using Earthquake, and every freaking time it was killing my War Greymon. And I was actually happy because I was like, dang, we need some struggle, and here it is, man. Even though I'm high in level, it's still very hard to beat. And the fact that Terranomon, who can attack me twice at times, it makes it very difficult too. So at this point, I didn't really know what to do. There's not really any places that I can really train or do anything like that. And I can't even heal my Digimon in battle. So, you know what? I can't really win like that. And I guess my only option, honestly, was just to keep fighting this guy over and over again until I was able to win. And eventually, my friends, I got really lucky and I was able to one-shot many of his Digimons with Giga Destroyer, and Terra Force was useful as well, even though there's only 3 PP on it. The hardest part, honestly, in this fight was to beat Terranomon. I had to get lucky against Terranomon, and then I had to get also lucky with one-shotting many of the Digimon because some of them were able to survive on 1 HP at times, so it really made the fight very difficult. And this time, I gotta admit that Giovanni was indeed right that this was an intense match. And I loved it, man. I was here for the challenge. That's what I wanted. I don't always... I want to struggle at times, not every single time. And today was the day where we had to struggle, man. As for the next rival battle, it was easy again. This rival just don't stand a chance against us. Maybe later, who knows when we're gonna encounter him again. If you never played this game, Pokemon FireRed or Leaf Green, then you won't know, but just saying, maybe we will fight him again. Now that our rival was defeated, all we had to do is complete Victory Road, which was very easy. After doing it many times with other Pokemon RomHack, I finally get it, how easy it is to complete. And before we get to the Elite Four, my friend, I was able to buy myself some rare candies, which I didn't expect that as a future for this game, and I thought that was a really cool item because it's not free like some of the game. It actually costs $20,000, and I didn't really buy anything since I can't really use healing in battles. Like I said, we can't do that, or revives or anything like that. I mean, at this point it makes sense, right? So I was only able to obtain 4 of them, so 4 extra level, why not? And I bought myself some full restars this time because I want to use them after each battle, since I can't come back after each and every single one. So I think this is going to be a real challenge right there. And I also taught Earthquake that we got from Giovanni instead of Mega Punch, because I believe this is going to be more useful. Maybe I would regret it, who knows. And on the first fight, it started well until Pleozilmon, who, again, another freaking Digimon that used Earthquake. And every freaking time a Digimon used Earthquake like that, they pretty much one-shot the fuck out of me. So yes, you know, after some time, of course, I finally was able to manage to win against Pleozilmon. And the fight wasn't done yet, so that means there was another big struggle, which was against Mermamon, who killed me as well, much easier than Pleozilmon. So now 2 freaking difficult Digimon in one single battle that I was really sad about, because at this point I didn't really know what to do other than fighting the freaking guy over and over again to obtain more experience so I can level up and hopefully make the fight easier. And guess what? After many attempts, guys, I finally won. Trust me, this was not easy. I can't imagine how easy the game will be if you had a full team, honestly. But I guess since I'm the one doing the solo run, of course it was some type of struggle. And I feel like this was probably the hardest fight that we got yet in the game. Honestly, after Giovanni, this one was probably harder. I'm not too sure. You let me know what you think. But anyways, now it was time to go against Bruno, who was a much more easier fight than the last one for sure. And glad that I managed to win. Agatha was easy as well. Against Lance, it was a little bit more difficult than the last two, because he used Angel Digimons, which I believe we went against with Erika, and we struggled a little bit, nothing too crazy. The Lance was using Angel Digimon with Giga Destroyer. I was able to one-shot many of them. The worst happened, which was that I ran out of PP, so it got a little scarier, which a lot of moves are low as well. So what I did here, guys, because I'm running out of PP, I figured, you know what, I can be bright at times. Our Greymon's freaking signature move, I switch it up with Fire Blast at this point because we're just so close to goddamn the W, right? And I also added Strength, which might sound weird to many of you. For me as a kid, I always used Strength for some reason because I didn't know, I wasn't really aware of like Ancient Slave and stuff, and I always had some of my my Pokemon at the time with like Strength and Surf and all those moves, and honestly, I was always able to manage to win every single league with those moves. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware, the champion is indeed our rival, because he was able to finish the freaking league before us, and I don't know how he was able to win against all those freaking Elite Four. Honestly, I struggled with one Digimon, and I guess, yeah, it makes sense because he had a full team. Okay, fine. Anyway, this battle was one hell of a fight. I lost many times again. Luckily, though, I wasn't too dumb because I saved before the fight, so I can try as many times as I want. The only downside about that is I don't gain any experience, because if I like to gain experience for real, I will have to redo the whole league, and I'm not about that. I'm just here to try again until I win. And I was really happy that this battle was hard, because normally a rival was very easy, but this time was a complete different era of the champion for some reason at the league. I guess he gained a lot of experience during those battles. As you can see, eventually I was able to manage the nice and clean W by just trying and getting lucky. And I still can't believe how hard this game was by having a level 90, almost 100. Isn't it insane that this game is that hard even though you have a super strong Digimon? I guess the stats that they changed into the game, the movesets, really made a difference for this amazing RomHack. Definitely will highly recommend to check this game out. And if you do plan on doing this challenge as well, let me know down below who you're gonna use as a Digimon. You have 3 choices, so let me know. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you all in my next challenge. Subscribe if you enjoy. See you soon. Oh yeah, we are now champion of the Digimon League. I shall say that, right? Yeah.